All right, hi guys. I had the question there about why don't I make like a state sale? See, there's some stuff to sell, some stuff not, because some of stuff I will take as much as I can. But it's a lot of trouble, and not just that. I will do a specific thing what I did. Actually, maybe I'll do live showing whatever I'm taking, whatever I'm not going through my apartment. But it's gonna be like when I already know that I'm leaving, and I'll be explaining what's going on and why. The What I noticed that after I lost my job, the have you ever heard about expression when empath goes dark? It's when we all empaths because we have a specific relation with outside world in a way, and since you're a targeted individual, been harassed a lot of times, you have this elevated power sometimes of understanding of other people. And what that means, but when somebody in a way is in contact with you, kind of exchange information, you exchange looks, you exchange these things. Some of normal people are normal people, they're good, but there's some garbage that makes you look and feel bad. And what psychologists refer to when an empath goes dark, it's when exactly this thing disappears. You suddenly become unresponsive to others people's energy in a way. Okay. And as I said, it sounds kind of how you call it, not for this channel, but like for some kind of a spiritual channel, but this is exactly what it is. One of the it's actually one of the if you target one of the targets, objective is actually isolate you, and this is going to be part of the isolation you will get that I already. In a way, gangstalkers won on this particular thing. So now they will just simply crack you out. Not funny, I'm talking about crack like pieces of you. And this was one of the pieces in a way that you stopped. It happens very often when you have stress. I had a situation very long time ago, about 33 years ago, when gangstalkers brought a friend of mine that was kind of really dear to me, and they use it in mimicking. And I just stopped and watched this person in the eyes, and I didn't say a word, and I turned around and left. So what, you kind of have a betrayal. So what's interesting with betrayal is that you don't want to go back and relive it for some situations. And there is a thing, it's very interesting. Again, it's used in psychiatry. It's understandable when somebody goes through specific stress, your body doesn't want to go back and start remembering and make you relive it again. And this is what happens in a way. Your body shuts down, not just shuts down, when you go to try to remember things. Actually, the moment you start to approach the thoughts of this and memories, there is something happens in your body, and this body tells you, your mind, no, don't go there, but it's through a different way. It's kind of shuts down and gives you some other stuff to think or do. It's self-defense mechanism. And this is what you have when it's called empath goes dark. And the reason is very simple. You can have very massive problems for a very long time, and sometimes really small shit can simply turn you around and just, well, is it worth? to go this way, and you just simply leave and start all over. And this is what this situation is called when path goes dark. It helps you to restart. Actually, as I said, I feel much, much better over last. I did not work for 2.5 weeks, sorry. And there was something that was making me sick in the office. Well, my beard grew. By the way, I love my beard, so I'm kind of, I'll keep it. And I'm not gonna be cutting my hair either. You see, work with uniform, it's done for me. The other, I'm not going to be working security work. I can work in security only if I consult things. You see, when I worked for Allied Universal, I asked them to hire me in their investigative and intelligence department. Just because of my knowledge, I went through specific situations. Some of my family members work for governments. My stepfather was long time ago. He was in intelligence services, but he was like cooperating with it. He was not full time. He was just when he worked in Africa, and he told a lot of stuff to me like tricks or stuff. It was kind of funny, and as I said, they divorced with my mother, and we did not talk with he in a way kind of hated each other, and he died. I couldn't even talk to him when he died, and it's like important people sometimes were dying very very far away from me. This is what the thing in my life is. But my point is, you get knowledge, and you know stuff, and just because you've been around, you've been there, and the company, they refuse, not directly refuse, they simply ignore me for 1 year and 2 months. And you see, there is some stuff that I know specifically. I'm talking about like how stuff works. How, for instance, I was doing research on light detector. There's a whole bunch. This entire science. You see, I was here by myself. I didn't know anything to do. Don't have anything to do. I just worked, look after my mother. She was dying, and I was do research. I will look at the internet. I will do this. I will remember stuff. As I said, because I went through so many places in my life, or as I said, I'm an old person in a way. I'm older. I'm 62, pushing 63, and I have very good working experience. And I have people who were in the family who were kind of upper class but impoverished. So they will provide a lot of knowledge, but they will not provide a lot of money. And so that's why I had to work all the jobs. But I became a hotel manager. By the way, if you work in luxury hotels international, you will know more things than a lot of people do. That's why, by the way, Trump, he had international resorts, and he owned it. Believe me, he knows a lot of stuff about foreign policy, just because he worked there and he owned properties. That international, you have a lot of people. Remember, a long time ago when Gaddafi was alive, he was the one who actually put a tent in the Central Park for Gaddafi to sleep in. It was kind of funny but at the time it was considered to be bizarre, but it was a long time ago. And Gaddafi is dead very long time ago as well. But my point is that if you work specific places, you see things. But all I wanted for Allied Universal to hire me in investigative in intelligence department, that I can do background checks because it pays better. But looks like they didn't want it. Well, fuck them for now. I mean, what I can tell you. I mean, there's not much you can do. But anyway, the time has changed, and I don't know honestly what's going to happen. But I need until the bank says whatever they say. If they sell it really fast, or let me sell it, I will go back to this. But the point is, I would rather, have the money and leave. And the longer you you the longer you deal with shit, it's kind of a negative, right? But it's not. On the other hand, it saves money sometimes. But as I said, I hope by spring for now, because it's going to be December next month, and I will do short video, maybe two more. I will avoid live for a while, not for a while, but at least until this weekend. See what's happening with me when I deal with live. I tell things, and then suddenly I have like 40 people, 40 questions, and until I answer, my my live show becomes like an hour, and then I try to load it to YouTube, and it's like, for instance, 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock midnight, and I start loading it, wake up next morning at like 10 in the morning, and it's still loading. It's actually just still waiting. And then another 4 hours, there's another 5 hours. So de facto, I had once like 19 hours waited and then simply canceled the load. There is something wrong. I said there is maybe something wrong, or it's specific situation done, because it's really crappy. I need to save my live shows in order to revisit them, download it back to my iPhone and then the computer, and use iMovie to remove things that I don't need, and then to redo it and post it to other sites. Not just that, when I do this, I have memory of what people are asking, because it's really great when somebody is asking questions, not stupid questions like about sex or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's some people, whoever, by the way, there's expression about whoever sexualizes whatever job you do, it's your enemy, because it make stuff look silly and funny. And that's why whoever, as I said, try to insert things with this specific nature, they're sabotaging your presentation. Usually I stop completely, I totally completely ignore. Plus there is a people that actually really well trained. They will ask you questions, and when you answer them or repeat part of their question, looks like you are talking garbage. So that's why if I see something, I have to read it in my mind first, make sure there is no tricks there, and so on, so on. Then I answer, or maybe I don't answer at all. But then there is another thing which is that I don't like. People start directly typing stuff and ask questions, which takes my mind off focus. That's why I stopped again. If somebody tried to ask questions, and while I'm talking, this way it interrupts me. This way I completely ignore it until I'm done with whatever I have to say, and then I go back and do. Because some people like write 3-4 times. Can you hear me? Can you read? Did you read? Did you read this? Did you read this? Did you read this? Yeah, I did read this, but I'm not going to interrupt whatever I'm saying until I'm done with whatever I have to say, and then I will talk. But the moment you start answering questions, it interrupts your mind flow in a way, your thought, and then sometimes you just become kind of okay, and you don't finish whatever you have to say properly. So anyway, you guys have a good evening, and have a good night, actually. And see you when I see you.